Shut up and sit down. Shut up and sit down.
There we go. Shock. Hello, good evening, and welcome to another episode of Build, Paint, Play. I'm Dave.
I'm Jake. Greetings, programs. Welcome to see everybody.
Woohoo! We're back, Jake. We made it.
We did. We got through another holiday season.
We survived. We survived our 4 weeks off. We had 4 weeks.
Mostly. We did not get into too much trouble.
Not too much. Well, some. We can talk about that a little bit later. But yes, some trouble, but not too much, which is good. So hello everybody. Thanks for welcoming us back. Scott is here. Scott says he's going to be in and out this evening. He's preparing for Las Vegas Open.
Oh, right on.
So he's been heading down there, and he's got Eric Swinson's workship all weekend.
Oh, nice.
So it's going to be pretty crazy. I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts on that, Scott. Dave Hummel's with us. Phil is with us. Welcome, Phil. Jeff Smith's here. Hooray! Hey, Jeff.
What's up, Jeff?
Luis is joining us. Greetings and salutations.
Nice.
Members of the Brotherhood of Miniature Painting. Jez is joining us as well. He calls us delicious creatures.
Oh, nice. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I wouldn't lick me though. I'm somewhat.
You're Dave's high in cholesterol.
I am also high in cholesterol. This is true. Awesome. Josh Sawyer's here. He says he's missed the song. Fantastic. Not us, just the song. Patrick is here. Hello, Patrick. Super Dan Osborne also fantastic. I think Super Dan Osborne is going to LVO, if I'm not mistaken.
Nice. You guys have to swing. You have to swing by and say hi to Caleb and Kat for us.
Yep. Super Dan Osborne says you're back, tan, and have new hairstyles. Yeah, I'm a week and a half away from getting a week away from getting my hair cut. And Jake is.
So it's literally just the mohawk. I've let it grow out.
Yeah.
So like you can see, it still wants to stand up a little bit in the back.
Right.
But I've just let it. It's been a little cooler up here, so I've just let it grow out. And it's too hard to maintain a mohawk in the winter. It sucks. Like I can't. It's a little cool having no hair on the side of your head, so I'm like, I just let it grow out. But like first day of spring, it's mohawk o'clock. It'll be back. So
yep, fantastic. Chris Kennig is with us. James Broadbent, hello. Jess Hunt says it's Dave like one of those hallucinogenic toads. Possibly.
Nice. Okay.
With none of the health benefits. Fantastic. Phil says, oh yeah, I haven't tuned in a while. Just got one of Dave's army photo books on eBay. Fantastic.
Interesting. They're
out of print at the moment, so but we'll talk about that later as well. Projects for 2025. Fantastic. Dan is going to LBO. He's teaching a trio of weathering classes. Still some class seats left. You're going to LBO. Make sure you check it out. Jeff wants to know if your mohawk is suffering from ED.
I mean, I can put it up. It's just like I'd be putting a hat on over it, so it's not super helpful.
Yeah. And Scott is suggesting that you're growing a business haircut so you can abandon the proletariat and join the
not in this political climate. I'm opening my new business. Guillotines are us.
Fantastic. Excellent. Cool. So one thing I was going to say about Australian wildlife. So I've always pointed out to people, we talk about the funnel web spider being one of the most venomous spiders in the world. its full name is full common name is the Sydney funnel web spider because it's found in the Sydney area, the Sydney catchment basin kind of thing. I saw something yesterday. I saw a video yesterday about a guy.
Was there one in your suitcase?
Well, no, thankfully there wasn't. But there was a guy who studies funnel web spiders, collects them, does all those bits and pieces. And he, over recent months, he's found some specimens that were like 50% larger than the largest funnel webs that he's ever found. So it was like, these are crazy, and they're spreading. They've moved north towards Newcastle, which is where I'm from, and he took them to some biologists, and they checked everything out, and they decided that they were a new species. These these massive spiders are now poised to take the most venomous spider spot in the world.
Good
and
Lord.
Their common name, the Newcastle Big Boy.
I don't like any of that.
No, nor do I.
I mean, all of that.
A whole bunch of my family
that seems bad.
It's like this is where they're at.
I don't enjoy any of that.
Awesome. You should go, Dan. I was in Newcastle for nearly 2 weeks, and I did not see a single Newcastle Big Boy. So, but yes.
I just Dave, I just sent you my favorite meme. It has I don't even know what it is. It says I messaged you. It says it's somebody who's like has their hand like this, and there's this little tiny thing that's some kind of little tiny marsupial, and it's like holding onto her finger. It literally looks like a little tiny mouse with little like alien hands. And it says, not everything in Australia is trying to kill you. And then down the bottom it says, don't get me wrong, he wants to, he just can't.
Yeah. That is a great one. Fantastic. But yes, so quick recap. How was your Christmas, New Year's, holiday season?
It was good. It was super busy, a lot of running around. The store's been nuts. I mean, in a good way. It's just been super hectic. And then went up and saw my nephew and my mom and my brother for Christmas, so that was cool. New Year's was pretty chill. Normally my wife, every year we usually go out to like a really nice dinner, and then we'll go out to a comedy show. Right. And we've done that like for the last, I think, 8 years. And this year there was nobody playing.
Right.
It was wild. She's like, yeah, there's literally nothing around us. I was like, okay. I'm like, we don't have to. We'll just take it easy. So we I think we went and got dinner, and then we like watched movies and stuff and just took it easy. But it was nice. It was kind of good to have a couple days down and chill. How about yourself?
I was on the other side of the planet, where it's nice and sunny and warm. So I spent 11 days in Newcastle and a couple of days in Sydney. So time in Newcastle with family and friends. We got to see the girls were super excited. They got to watch the New Year's Eve fireworks, the Sydney spectacular. They got to watch that.
Oh, nice.
On TV. We didn't go to Sydney for that because it was just freaking ridiculous. But yeah, they were excited to watch that. We had Christmas there as well. It's always nice to have Christmas on, or at least spend the last couple of hours of Christmas Day on the beach. But yeah.
You cannot do that here. I mean, you could.
Well, you can, but it's...
You could. I wouldn't recommend it, but you could.
Madness, I tell you.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, it was definitely cool. A lot of fun. I bought the...
Callus and Toll.
Callus and Toll.
Yeah, they're cool characters.
I went to the store, Frontline Hobbies, that this is where I got my start in wargaming. They're in a new venue. They're huge, massive store, and they had a couple of boxes of Callus and Toll, which have been out of stock in my local store. So,
do you have the Black Library book?
I do not. No.
If you want it, I think we have it. I think.
Yeah. Nah. I got them.
Whenever there's cool characters, I always want to read about them.
I got them for my Mordheim. I'm doing a Mordheim Warband.
Nice. Of course you are.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so I had a lot of fun. Caught up with some folks in Sydney, some guys that I used to work with at Games Workshop. Some of them I haven't seen for like 20 years. One of them is a head brewer of a brewery down there. So we spent a bit of time there. getting
awesome, man.
getting quite drunk. So it was nice, but exciting. But that was my that was my Christmas, New Year's.
That's good.
Yep.
Any hobby stuff you got going on?
Sorry.
Sorry. For those of you watching, let me rephrase that. Why don't you tell us all about all the hobby stuff you've done, Dave?
Fantastic. Yes. So I'm building a MIM Warband. I've got a photo of that coming up later. I'm working on a commission for a friend of mine, expanding his Death Guard army. So it's
nice.
That's what I'm working on. It's kind of funny. I painted these guys probably like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and now I've got a whole bunch more that I have to paint, and I have to match them.
I always love that. I always love that original Death Guard paint scheme.
Oh yeah,
that's a step away from it, but it's very close. Like it's they're supposed to basically be like a dirty, like a bruised white with like green trim.
Yeah,
and you're doing more like a warmer cream color, like a clouded cream color with green. Like it's I love that paint scheme. The original Death Guard paint scheme was like one of my favorites.
Yeah, it is cool. It's definitely good. But yeah, so I've done the whole army in that so far. I think it's got probably about 5,000 points now. But
it looks like you get a bunch of the what's that Necromunda Warband with all the weird Nurgly dudes?
Oh, the Gellerpox infected.
Yeah, is that what that is?
From Kill Team. I think originally they were in. Yeah, they were in the Kill Team, one of the Kill Team boxes. But yeah, they've definitely been.
Is that them in front of you?
Yeah. So these are some that I painted. Painted for me, and then I did a sort of a riff on that for some of the for my client.
Nice.
So, like this guy here, for example.
Yeah, that guy's great.
Wife beater is like a creamy color, and it's got the purple cloth down the bottom, which matches the.
Those are great.
Oh,
Hank just jumped on. What's up, Hank?
Oh, cool.
Oh, I gotta give a shout out to Hank. I got my replacement water bottle. I was pretty excited about that. Hank sent this to me. Hank, do you want me to send back the other one and like that stuff for you, or do you want me to like I'll send it back this week when I go into work if that's cool.
While we're waiting for Hank to answer, Scott says, "Oh man, Dave, your book's being sold in your first ever LGS. What a moment that would be. That is full circle deal for sure. At the moment, they aren't. I think Warlord Games have been talking with War and Peace, who are a distributor in Australia, about putting my books in there. So I think they will make it around to getting into frontline hobbies, but not just at the moment. But yeah, for sure. Excellent. And Hank says it works for him. So you can
I'll send it out at the end of the week.
Cool. Did you want to talk about current hobby now that you're doing, or do you want
to? Yeah, we got it. No, I don't know. Should we do? I'll do the stuff I'm working on now, and then when we talk about projects, I'll go over the soon to be thing.
The soon to be things. Cool. Yeah, we're throwing. There's been a little bit of craziness tonight. When we get into the topic, we're going to talk about products that we're excited about that are coming out, that we know about, I guess. So probably we're talking the first 3 to 4 months, 5 months of the year. Then we'll talk about projects that we're going to be working on this year. And then we're going to talk about shows that we're going to be visiting this year. Things we're going to be doing. And you have all been super bosses. We have about 50 slides in the community miniatures thing to check out. So
yeah, there's been a lot of good stuff.
Pretty excited about that. Yeah, there's a ton of stuff that I didn't include. So it's still 50 pages, which is kind of crazy.
Nice.
That'd be awesome. Excellent. Okay, so yeah, what are you currently working on then?
So I've been building a kill team and converting them. I'm doing the oh god, what are they called? They're the Corsairs, the Eldar Corsairs.
Okay, radio.
I was gonna scoop some up, and Ben was like, "Oh, I have like 2 sets of them." I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, here." So he gave me a set of them. The problem is I don't have the instructions. So, and because these aren't like the old Jess Goodwin kits where it's just like cut all the arms off and cut all the bodies off and mix and match. It's like arm 26 goes on body 17.
Right.
So I'm like, I have to like have this things up on the screen. I've been like, okay, this part, this part, this part. So I've been doing them like one at a time. So that's like one guy's worth of parts. So I've been doing them like one at a time so I can like get them done. I will say the kill team kits are super cool because every single squad has at least a handful of guys that can be built in like alternate ways.
Right. Yeah.
Which is super cool. It's a little harder for me because now I have to be like, okay, which arm do I need for that build? I have to find this thing, and but it matters because like when you field your kill team, it's like, well, this guy has this gun, and this guy has this gun, and this guy has this gun. But that kit's super cool. I always liked like I remember when I had my Rogue Trader book from way back in the day. I always liked the idea of Space Elf pirates. So
yeah.
Corsairs are they're a gorgeous kit, and you can either do like you can do the Void Scarred, or you can do the other guys. Like there's like
Void Scarred.
It's the Corsairs or the Void Scarred.
Okay.
So, but they're really fun. They're really really cool kits. I could definitely see you using them to really punch up any squad. Like you could use them for like a command squad or something. And they're that cool mix of like Eldari and Dark Eldar, where like there's some cool bits kind of throughout. Like they definitely have an Eldar vibe, but there's some little pieces that are very like Drukhari, like Hot Topic-y. But no, they're a fun kit. And then for the holidays, I did a gift swap with a bunch of people. Like Mike Sibilia from Nova did it with us and a whole bunch of other people. And we did a lot of us play Magic Commander. Right. So I built like 5 commander decks for a bunch of friends of mine, and then had other people sign up. And then, I was like, okay, you're going to send one to him, and you're going to send one to him. And so we did like a big sort of Secret Santa gift swap of like random commander decks. So that was really fun. And then I've done some like writing for a role playing game that a friend of mine we're going to start running, and just doing some character creation stuff. And then doing some army list building, which I'll talk about once we get into like projects, because that's going to like absorb all of my time for the next 12 weeks.
Nice. Excellent. Joe has joined us, Joe Borowski from Death Ray Designs.
Nice.
So, cool. Hey, Joe, nice to see you. And Josh, of course, I forgot to mention that Josh is in the chat. He says it'd be great if the kill team kits had all the related parts numerically grouped together. Yeah, that's true. It can be sometimes. I think a lot of it depends on the kit itself. Sometimes it's a accessory kit that adds on to an existing squad.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's wildness.
It's weird, like, because there are times where I feel like Games Workshop has tried to lean into the idea of having like specific builds.
Yeah.
And like if you're buying like Lionel Johnson or something, I get it. Like, yeah, it's gonna look like Lionel Johnson. He has a certain amount of parts, so you can swap out his head, but that's about it. But when it comes to like the Marines, like when the Horus Heresy box came out, you got all those Mark 6 Marines. The Mark 6 Marines were basically the Jess Goodwin Space Marines. Like you could cut out all the bodies and cut out all the legs, and you could mix and match torsos, and like the arms didn't really matter. They're all kind of similar, so you could kind of pick and choose what you wanted. So I like the fact that a lot of the kits have that kind of cross compatibility. My favorite thing in the world back in the day was I buy a tactical squad, I buy an assault squad, I buy what used to be the company commander, which was essentially like the captain sprue, and you'd kit bash them all, and you could literally make 21 Marines armed however you wanted. It was awesome. Yeah. And now it's like, oh, you bought this box of these guys, they have these weapons, and like this right arm will only fit on that body. Like that, again, it just seems like they kind of do both, and I'm always like, it's hard to know what you're getting yourself into. So
yeah, for sure. It's an interesting one. Could be a topic for another day.
Sure.
We should. We'll have to workshop that one, I think.
David, feel free to use Hot Topic-y. That's
yeah.
that is open source right there.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Should we jump into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
We'll give ourselves about 45 minutes to talk through this. So I haven't talked to everybody through the how we get the presentation up on screen for a while. Oh no.
I will try to mute so I'm not coughing all over the place while we're doing this.
Okay, cool. Just had one of those things. like pop up where it was like, oh, you haven't used this in a while. Google wants to do this now.
Uh-oh, there's an update.
That's terrible. But it's not updating. So, of course, we would love to say that... Oh, we would love to say. I'm going to enjoy saying that the Army Painter has joined us again for as season sponsor of Season 6. Hooray!
Hooray.
We are very excited about that. And, of course, the Army Painter team are going to be at LVO. So not only are Kat and Caleb going to be there in the booth, Phil.
Phil's going to be there. Uncle Adam's going to be there.
Sam Lentz is going to be there. And Adam Abramovich is going to be there as well.
Oh, nice.
So one of the things that's super cool that they're doing, as well as all of the regular things that Army Painter does at shows, this LVO is their first the Army Painter Army Challenge event.
Yep.
So it's kind of like a secular Armies on Parade, where you can
secular. It's a non-denominational.
Non-denominational. You could be presenting armies from any system, any gaming system, regardless of who the manufacturer is. And I'm pretty excited to see how it goes. Of us,
it doesn't Nova do that?
No, that's not part of the not a specific competition like this.
Okay.
I mean, at Nova there are Army awards for the different systems.
Oh, sure. I was thinking more like the paint contest straight up. Like you can paint whatever you want.
Oh, yeah. For the paint contest, you can paint whatever you want, but there's no army. Like, no, here's an army of like 100 dudes. There's no category like that in the Capital Palette. So I'm pretty excited about that. Oh, and Josh Sawyer says he'll be there doing photography for the Army Painter Challenge too. Josh, send us some photos. So we've got some for next week's show, and we can show some of those off, which would be super cool. We had next week. I'll spoil it, but we're going to have Adam from the Army Painter on next week.
Wow, spoiling it early. Usually we say that for the last couple of minutes, but
I know, but I just wanted to let everybody know we're going to have Adam next week, so he's going to be talking about the Army Painter Challenge as well at LVO and what they've got planned, what the Army Painter has planned for that sort of ongoing throughout the year. I think if it goes really well at Vegas, perhaps it'll be spread to some other shows. If it goes super poorly at Vegas, maybe they'll step back and readdress it. I don't know. I can't imagine it'll go super poorly. I think it'll be great, but we're excited to see what happens with that. But yeah, so again, thank you very much, Army Painter. And if you're at Las Vegas Open, check them out at booth 803. Like, oh no. Oh, yep, it did work. Hooray.
Oh, these are so good.
So, yeah, I think this is a section of the show where we talk about stuff that we're excited about.
I will have these up on the Alpha Omega website by the end of the week. I didn't want to put them up yet because I didn't know if they were going to be allocated. So,
okay.
But I'll put them up this week. These look insane. The colors are so good. That damn you. That color, the darkness. That looks like that reminds me of the old GW. Like, was it Storm Blue? It was like super dark.
It's a little bit more like Incubi Darkness, not quite.
Okay.
It doesn't have the purplish tinge that Incubi Darkness had.
Okay.
But it is, that dark blue.
It's like a navy, right? It's like super dark navy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, imagine that being perfect for like Crimson Fists or like Night Lords or
a whole bunch of stuff, really.
Yeah.
But no, it is beautiful. Loads of cool colors in there. I use them to paint my some of my Trench Crusade bits and pieces. So
and it's a mix, right? It looks like there's some Fanatics, there's a speed paint.
Yep.
And then there's some metallics.
So each one's got a metallic. So there's 20 paints across the two sets. 19 of them are completely new. The there's a Emperor Gold, which is a darker gold. So it's like a great base for golds. There's a heavy metal, which is a very dark silver.
Yep.
Again, so darker than their previously it was like gunmetal, I think was the darkest they had. But heavy metal goes even darker, which is cool. They're 2-speed paints, so there's Blood Demon Red and Turnbull Turquoise. The Turnbull Turquoise is a very dark, sort of black turquoise kind of result.
Nice.
Pretty sweet. Blood Demon Red, nice bright red. The others like the Darkness, Ivory White, Moonbeam Yellow, Ironclad Gray, Blighted Green, Banshee Brown, Fiery Vermilion, Blanchberry, Sunburst Ochre.
Blanchberry,
yeah.
That's awesome.
Not Olive, Tainted Green, Tainted Garden, and Ruddy Terror are all the Fanatic sets.
No. Yeah, heavy metal is the color that's already out. Like heavy metal already exists.
No.
Death
metal exists. Death
metal.
Like,
that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, death metal's a little bit more like what do you call it?
It's like chrome. It's like a pewter chrome color.
Death metal? No, it's a bit more like tin bits. But where is it? It's opening up here. So
what's the one that's the same?
The one that's the same is it's one that was in the original original Warpaints line. It was the Flesh Wash from the original.
Oh, okay, I got you. Which
didn't make it into the Warpaints Fanatic line, but now it's basically re-released here as Warm Skin Shade.
Okay.
Ironclad Gray fits into the blacks and grays flexible triad. The Darkness fits into the deep green blues flexible triad. Blighted Green is deep greens. Ruddy Browns has Banshee Brown, which is it's a step darker than Oak Brown. Sunburst Ochre is in the yellows. Midnight Olive is in olive greens. Tainted Garden is in the ochres and tans. So it's one step darker than Tundra Taupe. And Blanched Berry is in the desaturated violets. So that's where it goes through like Wilted Rose, Figgy Pink, Forbidden Fruit, Elderflower, Moldy Wine, Mulled Berry, and then Blanched Berry is the darkest of those.
Nice.
Those groups. So those 8 paints are part of that, how they sort of fit in the triad system. The others like Fiery Vermilion, Moonbeam Yellow, Ivory White, and one other one. I can't remember what it is. But they exist outside of the triad system. So there's don't fit into that. And then you've got Grim Dark Shadow, Warm Skin Shade, Voodoo Shade, and Grim Rust.
Nice.
So Grim Rust is a new, what do you call it? Effect paint. So, but yeah. So I'm super excited about them. I actually painted the halfling bust that I showed last year. Towards the end. Remember that one?
Yeah.
So I showed that one. So like 90% of that is painted with these sets. So it's pretty crazy the sort of different things you can get with it.
Yeah, these are great.
Yeah. They're very nice. Nice. So yeah, you're going to have them up on Alpha Omega.
Yeah, I'll put them up. They'll be up by the end of the week.
Cool. But yeah, definitely. So either order them from Jake or use our link in the notes below to order them from the Army Painter, or just get them from your friendly local game store.
For sure.
Hang out and buy them from there. Joe is just says, I kind of want to go purple and turquoise for my Trench Crusade Sultanate army. So much mud, blood, and poop. It would be nice to have some pop of color in the trenches. Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Yeah.
I think Turnbull Turquoise could be a good move for you there, Joe. If you do that over a white base coat, and then
I don't know if you said we had some people jump on. It looks like John Steiny jumped on, Fabrice jumped on.
Oh, cool. There we go. Yeah. Hi, John.
They stuck in.
Fantastic. But yeah. Nice and cool. Also, coming up soon. Jake, are you excited for these guys?
This is already up for pre-order. We have so many pre-orders for this thing already. So this drops not this Saturday, next Saturday.
Right.
Yeah, this looks great. I think it's kind of cool that if you're a guard player, you're getting a new codex this quick.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because like they just got the Cadian box with the Astra Militarum Codex at the tail end of 9th. Yep. And now with 10th coming out, was it last summer? You're already, you know what I mean? It's been, has it even been a year, I think, since the original codex?
Well, it didn't come out last summer. It came out the summer before.
Oh, right. Okay.
So we're at about 20 months since the last.
But still, that's pretty quick turnaround for the guard. Like normally it's like every 3rd edition. So.
Yep. Absolutely. Joe says it's wild that they've got so many plastic options for the Krieg. And Scott said that whole box is like 300 points on the table or something. Doesn't matter to me, but that's wild. Absolutely. One of my, you were talking about fun memes, Jake. So I was super tempted to include it in this, but it was basically a snippet from the Warhammer community sort of website saying, here's how you can make 1,000 points out of your army box. It's like, here are the 4 units in the army box, and then here are the other 8 units that you need to buy to make it up to 1,000 points.
Oh man!
And then below it was how to draw an owl. Draw some circles. Draw the rest of the owl.
Yeah.
But
it's because they keep. It's weird, right? So they've got themselves in a weird spot where. They've dropped the points. Like everything got a little less expensive. And you and I ran into this. We were getting ready for Adepticon, for last year. I remember I did my list and I was like, oh, I'm all set. And then I redid the list after the FAQ came out and I was like, oh, I have points left over. I guess I'll add like a 3-man squad of snipers and I'll upgrade my, my lieutenant with some cool weapons, like because they dropped the points. So the old gamer in me likes that because it means I can run more stuff in my army. Sure. It doesn't look like I'm playing. What was it like 2nd edition where you basically had like 4 units on the table?
Yeah.
So, I was like, oh, this is cool. I can do more stuff. The problem is that they've stretched themselves out in such a way that the bang for you buck you get for some of the armies is just really weird. Like the sort of the rule of thumb has always been you should be able to build a 2,000 point army for somewhere between $400 and $600. Like that was always kind of the rule of thumb. If it's custodes, it's going to be less than that. If it's, Mechanicus or something, it's going to be more than that. But if it's Space Marines or Orcs or Necrons or whatever, like you're going to kind of be in that same area. The problem is with armies like this, where these guys are technically elite, but their points are lower, you're like, that's not really possible. You'd have to buy 3 of these boxes. Yep. And then like a Rogel Dorn or 2. To hit 1,000 points, and then
a Baneblade, yeah,
right. It's just like, oof, that's a lot. I don't know if I want to do that, but I will say, as just a hobbyist, the models are amazing. Like the fact that you don't need to order these stupid things through Forge World anymore, like that guy is just dope.
Yeah.
I really like them. It took me a little bit of time to get used to the weird bird feet. I kind of wanted them to just be horses,
right?
But I really like it. And like the officer looks great. Even the 5-man engineer team looks sick.
Yeah.
And that crazy weapons platform is awesome. Like everything about this box is great, except the points total.
The points. Negative.
I feel like they very easily could have stuck in either another, like some Krieg weapon teams or like another squad of 10 Rough Riders or something.
I didn't think they needed any more Rough Riders.
You think 10's enough?
I think 10. Well, you might want to end up with 20 in your army, but I don't think putting 20 in that base set was.
Yeah, it did seem weird that there weren't any of the kill teams in there. Like they just didn't put a 10-man squad of troops in the box.
Yeah.
But yeah, these are great. But like these should be in that box. A 10-man squad should be in that box, and then that'd be like, oh, cool. This is like 500 points. Like. Yeah. We're getting there. That makes sense. Most box sets are usually around 500 points.
Yeah, for sure. I'm super interested in seeing how some of these function on the table, particularly the heavy flamer.
Yeah, that's gonna be gross. I love the last cannon team and the old school auto cannons with the sickle mags. Like that's super cool.
Yeah, they do look good. These ones are twin heavy stubbers.
Oh, nice, even better. I love the commo officer there.
Yeah,
like getting grid coordinates. Like that's great. He's got the map in his hand. Like that's pretty cool.
Yeah, but they do look great, and it's just I must admit I'm still. Whenever I see a flamer, I still think about the flame template. So I was like, oh yeah, 3 of these, you just plunk down the flame templates. Your enemy has to be super close for that. But I'm guessing that something like this maybe has a range of 18 inches. But
should be fun.
I think that'd be cool. I'm going through and doing building up a whole bunch of my Solar Auxilia.
Nice.
Lehman Russ tanks. Just like everybody else in the area sort of hobbyist who's going to do some deathcore are using those tanks for them.
David Hummel was like, I was so tempted by pass the test. Dave, you will now diminish and pass into the west and remain David Hummel.
Yeah. But the one of the things that I found when I started putting those together is those the Solar Auxilia Lehman Russ don't have sponsons.
Oh, okay.
So you could strip them from other tanks.
Can you give them sponsons?
Not in the Solar Auxilia list, I don't think you can, but certainly in the Astra Militarum list you can. It's almost required because they don't cost you any extra points.
Right.
But there are some files that you can pick up. I can't remember which site they're on, but essentially where you can have recessed sponsons, so they look a lot like the Malcadors.
Oh, nice. Okay. Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
So you sort of cut out a section, pop those in. So I've got to find that file and buy it and start printing some of those. But yeah.
I think the craziest thing about this picture is how dangerous the flamethrower is. Like, the gunner actually has the tank on his back while he's using the flamethrower. Right. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. Absolutely. I suppose it's easier if you've got to well, no, I take that back. It is ridiculous.
It's easier if you want to turn yourself into a human bomb, I guess, but like other than that, like I don't see how that's helpful.
Well, I don't think they're particularly stressed about it.
No, I mean the Kriegers, like remember the whole idea is if you live to fight another battle, great. If you die in service of the Emperor, great. Like
it's all good. Whatever happens, it's all good.
I was gonna say, do you remember back when we were at GW and they launched the Vostroyans?
Yeah.
Like that line, those models were great. Everybody loved those models with the giant like Russian Shakos, but like that whole army was metal. Yeah.
I have that army upstairs and I use that for my Solar Auxilia. So yeah.
Especially the unit champion with his jacket half off and his chest out with a sword.
Yeah. It's
ridiculous.
Awesome. Excellent. Jess says, who filled this tank with bubble water?
That'd be great.
Yeah. And Fabrice and John are like the Australians were beautiful but heavy. Yeah, definitely cool. Oh,
yeah,
Cal.
Joe,
hi, Cal.
Joe, I think you're right. I think that was the last. I think that was the last all metal army.
Yeah, certainly the last all metal Imperial Guard.
Yeah, for sure.
But
I kind of wish they would do like I know Victoria makes them, but I would love to have GW make like almost like they do for the Space Marines. Just make like guard upgrade sprues where there's like Valhallans or Kriegers or Necromundan spiders or the dudes you like with the masks that like the oh god, what are they called?
Blood Pact?
No. They're like the tunnel rat dudes. They have like the backpacks and knives and stuff. And they all wear like masks. They usually have goggles on.
Oh yeah. Savlar Chem Dogs.
Yeah, that's it. That's Savlar Chem Dogs. Like
Dave Hummel got it at the same time.
There we go. Yeah, I mean like or like Tanith heads would be rad. Like just have a bunch of like berets. Like that would be super cool.
Yeah.
Maybe one. I mean, again, I love all this stuff. So right now, basically GW makes what? They effectively make Cadians, Kriegers, and technically Catechins and technically Attillans.
Yeah.
Because like you get the Attilan heads in the box, so you could swap out your tank commanders and stuff, I guess, if you wanted to.
Yeah. The apparently the Imperial Guard Codex, the Astra Militarum Codex in this box doesn't have generic like Astra Militarum squad.
Okay.
So you're either buying Cadian squad or Krieg Squad or Catachan Squad. And they have different abilities for each one, but you don't have to call them those things. You can call them whatever. But
yeah. My last guard army was Armageddon Steel Legion.
Right.
So I had like armored fist squads and like tanks and stuff, but it was all the soldiers all had like the metal, like almost like they're similar to the Krieg helmets.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were fun.
Rather than these, which are like the Adrian helmets from the World War I French.
Yep.
The Steel Legion have like the Fallschirmjäger helmets.
Yep.
World War II German Fallschirmjägers. But yeah, Joe, it is an odd selection. I'm going to wait until the book comes out before I sort of get too worried about it. But probably there's lots of flexibility. But yeah, fantastic. I think we're both excited about those.
Yeah, these are great. Oh god. Yeah, this is super cool. So I got my hands on this at San Diego Comic-Con. And
Gundam Assemble?
Yeah, so I signed an NDA, so there's some things I can talk about and some things that I can't talk about. And now that this has been teased, I can talk about this stuff. I just can't talk about anything that hasn't been released yet. So it's really cool. Like so this is one of the 3 Gundams that I think comes in the box. It's about it's a little smaller than like a Contemptor, I would say.
Yep.
It's it's somewhere like it's probably like 3 or 4 inches tall. So this is obviously the standard Gundam, the 78. I forget what the other 2 are, but they're super nice kits. And they talked about how they're going to put this out. The game looks really cool. It's designed to be a 2-player experience. But the kits themselves, they're not like weird, like plastic precast models. They are legitimate little Gundam kits. So think the super engineered plastic kits that if anybody's built a Gundam, it's very, very similar. For those of us that are familiar with Games Workshop, it's a very similar quality of plastic. So it's high impact, it's polystyrene. They're really, really nice. The lines are great on them. Very little mold line stuff you got to worry about. Like the kits they're machined really, really well. So
yeah. Well, if they're Bandai, right? So
yeah, yep,
gonna be gorgeous kits. Scott says so. Luis came over to mini side just in time to get called back home, shipping back to the Japanese mechs on angelic wings of gold.
I mean, sorry, I'm not sorry. Like I don't know what to tell you. But no, these are great. Like we'll have all this stuff up too. Like again, we have to be careful about like what I can and can't talk about because I don't want to get in trouble with them. And they were super nice to invite me. Basically, while we were at San Diego, a mutual friend of ours approached me and was like, "Hey, would you want to come to this beta test thing?" And I was like, "Sure." And they were like, "Oh, you got to be here at X time." So I like ran over and did that, and then came back. And it was fun. Like
is that what you said? You were going to the bathroom and then you were gone for 2 hours?
No, I definitely told you guys I had a thing to go to. So
okay.
I went and I was at this thing. It was like down the street. It was one of the restaurants on the main strip, like walking back to the hotel for us.
Okay.
Yeah. But it was cool. There was I will give them full credit. One of the designers was there, and I basically played a game against another guy, and there was a bunch of random people there. It was mostly like tabletop gamers and retailers, and like a couple of there were definitely a couple of guys that were like in sales. So we sat down, very nice gentleman across the table from me, and he's like, "Oh, what do you want to do?" I was like, you go first. So he went first, took his turn, did some damage to my mechs, and then I went and basically wiped out half of his force, and then he went and did some more damage to one of my mechs, and then I tabled him on the end of turn 2. And the guy was like, "Wow, you're really good at miniature games." And I was like, "Well, I should be. I've been playing them for a long time." I was like, "I feel like that's why I got invited." So then they had a bunch of guys like taking notes. So he was like, "Oh, what do you think about this?" And like, "What did you think about this?" And I was giving a lot of feedback. And then the project manager, the lead designer, came over and started picking my brain. Like, "What do you think about this?" And like, how did this mechanic feel? And like, so I was like, all right. So it was really nice. They kept me for probably an hour just chatting about, random stuff and random events. But it was fun.
Yeah.
I do like it. It's definitely a fun game. I think it has a lot of potential because there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that I don't think they've necessarily settled on, or if they have, they haven't like announced it to the public. But if this was me, like, and with the experience we have from GW, this seems like a no-brainer. Just like BattleTech, I would release little packs that have like everybody's favorite Gundam, and then you could like buy your Gundam and add it to your army kind of thing. And a lot of it depends kind of on like where they decide to land on this. Because at the time, I don't think they had really decided. I don't think they had even realized they needed to decide: are we making this as a tabletop miniature skirmish game, or are we making this as like a board game with miniatures experience?
Right.
And I brought that up to them because I was like, oh, which market are you going after? And I got a lot of blank looks. And they were like, well, does it matter? And I was like, yeah. So I explained kind of the differences. And I was like, again, like, you guys have plenty of people working for you. I'm sure you can figure this out. I was like, but that's going to matter in like the, particularly in like the wargaming market in North America and the wargaming market in Europe. I was like, a lot of them want to know, like, what is this? Like, what am I getting?
Yeah.
Like, are these just cool Gundams? Because if that's the case, like, that's also fine. But like, if this is like an actual like miniatures skirmish game kind of thing, or like what are we going for here? I just think that the more specificity you have, I think the easier it will be to move this game. So the price point seems pretty good. I know what is it, LCT2, which is a big like sort of gaming thing, has posted some stuff the other day. They posted like what they think the price points are going to be. So it seems like it's reasonable, but again, like, none of this is official yet. But
right,
it looks rad. Again, that's my favorite Gundam. That's like the Gundam. That's the classic Gundam. So
nice, cool thing. We're gonna keep moving along. Although Joe says the name Gundam Assemble would seem to suggest that it's not timeline series specific.
It is not. It jumps around. You can kind of feel all different kinds of stuff.
Excellent. And I think this is the last product that you mentioned.
I am super stoked for this. So Simbarum is like one of my favorite role-playing systems. It's designed by Free League. It's one of their first projects. It has kind of a Ravenloft, German Black Forest, things that go bump in the night kind of vibe to it. Okay. The idea is that there's this big giant forest that basically, like, imagine that there's like 4 cities in France, and then the rest of Europe is like a forest. And that's basically the vibe. And the idea is that people are like, what's in the forest? And it's like, well, nobody's sure. Don't go in there. It's dangerous.
Yep.
So when you make your party, you play as basically like explorers and like sort of fortune seekers and treasure seekers. And you kind of like go off looking for stuff, exploring the woods, and come back. It's really cool. But so Steamforged has partnered up with them. And when we were at San Diego, we had the Epic Encounters boxes.
Yeah.
And that's all like D&D adventures. So it's either you get a Gribbly box that has a whole bunch of like little stuff in it, so it's either like kobolds or goblins or orcs or whatever, and then there's like a big monster box that has like a red dragon or a frost giant or something in it. So for Simbarum, they're just changing systems, and they're doing the same thing. So there's one box that has a bunch of adventures and like random things you can run into in it, and then there's a box that has this thing, which is like it's kind of like a treant. It's like a nature spirit, like Colossus thing. But they come with pre-built adventures for both of it, so you can just take it and run it.
Right.
But I love Simbarum, so I was really excited when I saw that they got this.
Nice.
Plus, you and I both love the guys at Steamforged. They're great dudes. Matt and Toby and Fizz and Joe and all them. It's awesome.
Those guys for sure. Definitely. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty cool, and it'll be interesting to see if we can get some of these for some paint and takes at San Diego. Maybe not this thing, but the smaller boxes.
Yeah.
Who knows? We'll check it out. Cool. I think projects.
Very nice.
So I'm going to talk about projects that I'm going to try and get sorted this year. So I want to finish off my inquisitorial agents, or agents of the Imperium.
No, that guy in the back is just a mechanic.
Sure. Mechanics of the Imperium.
Sure.
Oh, wait, is that Adeptus Mechanicus?
They work. No, these guys work for Joe's Garage.
Okay, cool. There we go. So yeah, I've got a whole bunch of stuff there. I've decided that I'm going to use the Cargo 8 Ridge Haulers. I'm going to put 2 of those together and use those as the chimeras for my Arbides squads. So I'm excited about that. That means I just need to buy one more. I've got some more Death Watch stuff to paint up, but yeah, hopefully before the end of the year, or before the end of June, I'll have these guys all completed.
Yeah, these guys are sick.
Yep. Scott says 4 cities and the rest is forest. It's like Australia. Extra replace the word forest with post-apocalyptic hellscape.
Yeah.
New deadlier spiders indeed.
I get it. I get it.
Absolutely. It's totally like that. I mentioned to Jake earlier MIM Warband, and actually the Callus and Toll box. So
nice.
You can see, I'm not sure which one's Callus and which one's Toll, but that's them there.
I think Callus is the guy with the hat, and Toll is the guy with the pistols. I think.
And then there's I did a conversion on the Stormcast that's in the box to make him a warrior priest. So
yeah, those are sick. I like the witch hunter you got with the crossbow.
Right. Yep. That's Galen and Doria Van Denst. What are they called?
Yeah. What are they? The father and daughter like witch hunter team.
Yep. So that's them there and there. So this is way more than 1,000 gold crowns or whatever. So, but I'll have plenty to sort of flex with. But I'm gonna try and get that done. I'm gonna see if I can get that done before Adepticon.
Please, you'll have this done by next week.
I won't, because I'm also printing off some of the first Trench Crusade models. Yay!
Nice.
So just like Joe, I'm going to be working on the Sultanate of the Iron Wall as my first Trench Crusade warband. And of course, I'm going to go through and print everything and then paint it all up and once again have more than the standard number of points.
That's on brand.
Yeah, absolutely. So these creatures here are called the Lions of Jabir, and they've printed. They've modeled 2 of them, but they're, because of the standard list, you can have a maximum of 2. But there is an alternate list where you can take up to 3. So I'm also going to use these models to mess around with some digital kit bashing, which is going to be kind of crazy. So slicing things apart in a computer program and jamming them back together and creating something that will hopefully print as a recognizable version.
Yeah, I think one of the coolest things about this game is that it's completely miniatures agnostic.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
Which is just wild. Like Dave was talking about another good looking game that he can't get into, and I'm like, just use stuff you already have. Like you don't need to. He might
be talking about time.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that's different. I can't help with that. My time machine's in the shop.
Yeah, but certainly for the rules are free. They're free and available online. They're always going to be free and available online, which is definitely cool. At the moment, my friend Mark is talking with Mike Franchina about possibly doing the layout for their rulebook, which is pretty exciting. So it's going to be super cool. But anyway, I'm going to be working on them. I haven't decided on my color scheme yet, but again, hopefully I'll have those done by Adepticon. Projects. Should we talk? I know you mentioned project. I'm just going to go back to that for the moment. Because you wanted to talk about your hobby project. What's your hobby project?
All right, so obviously you and I are both going to Adepticon, and we'll get into the shows we're going to later. But so this year I was like, you know what? There was an event that Chris Kemmig played in last year that I went and like hung out. I think you were doing something. I think you were doing a class, or you were doing something with John. So I like was walking around, and Chris was in one of the rooms playing this like Horus Heresy boarding action game.
All right. Yep.
And I'm gonna butcher their name, but it's like the Sons of Fearix or something, or the Taking of Fearix or something. And it's these 2 guys who have basically been like, they have a bunch of people helping them, and they're running like literally some of the coolest Horus Heresy narrative stuff I've ever seen. So there was one table late at night where they basically had 2 tables of Zone Mortalis terrain set up to look
Right.
like starships. And like these are the bridges. So they're going by each other like they're broadsiding. And then you have teams. So like one ship is loyalists and one ship is heretics. And it's like, okay, so it's me and Dave and Hank. So we pick teams and it's like, okay, so like we're all loyalists. So Hank and Dave are going to stay here and protect the ship. And Ben and I are going to assault the heretic ship. And then on their team, they're doing the same thing. So 2 of them defend and then 2 of them assault our ship. It just looked crazy. I was like, that game looks awesome. So I was chatting with Chris and I was like, I want to, are they going to run that game again? He's like, yeah, here's the thing. And here's their packet. You have to go online and register for their event. So I was messaging Hank on Sunday morning, being like, hey, like, do I need a badge number to do that? And he was like, yeah. So we worked it out. So basically Dan Wood, another friend of ours, got me a ticket because he has some Lord of the Rings event. And he was like, oh, I bought you the ticket for this event so you can just go and do it. And I was like, awesome. So I'm going to do it. And then Ben Fail, my business partner, is going to come out to Adepticon as well.
Awesome.
So he'll come out. He's just coming out for the weekend. He's going to come out like late Friday night. He'll be there Saturday and then go home on Sunday. But so we're going to play in that event, the Fearix event. And I was talking to Chris about it. And I was like, he's like, well, most of the big events, I was going to bring my Iron Warriors again. And he's like, oh, so you'd want to play during the day? Like these are the events. And I was like, that's when the hall's open. And I'm sure that I'll either be at the Army Painter booth or I'll have to be at the Res Nova booth or, like I'll be at a booth. So I don't know that I can do an event while the hall's open. And he's like, oh, those are all 3,000 points. And I was like, well, that's easy, but it's like 9 to 5 is the event. And I was like, I don't know that I can do that. And he's like, okay.
For sure.
Yeah. So he's like, oh, well, if you do the Zone Mortalis stuff, you can't use your Iron Warriors. And I was like, oh, right. He goes, because it's all like nothing can have a vehicle keyword. It has to all be infantry.
Yep.
And I was like, son of a bitch. So I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? So I was messing around over the last couple of days. I basically built a list of 1,500 points worth of loyalist world leaders. I'm going to paint them all as the Emperor's Warhounds.
Okay.
And I'm going to run them as loyalists. And I built a 1,500 point army. And I've got some of it. And the rest of it, I'm going to have to either source or get over the next couple of weeks and then build it. But I've basically got 12 weeks to get everything built and painted for Adepticon.
Nice.
And it should be fun.
Woohoo! That's going to be super cool.
Yeah. So the list is basically, it's 2 10-man squads attack marines with chain bayonets, which I already have because they came in the Horus Heresy box. So that's done.
Yep.
I got to do a 10-man squad of, I think I'm going to do a 10-man squad of Inducti. And they're going to be in Mark III armor. They'll be despoilers. So basically, assault marines without jump packs. Like they basically have chainswords and pistols. And then I'm going to do a 12-man squad, a 13-man squad of Ravagers, which is like a world leader specific unit. It's all dudes with swords and hammers and axes and stuff. And then I've got a Moritat, which is like the gunslinger guy. I've got my Warlord, who is going to be an absolute monster. And then I'm going to do a Leviathan, because it's my favorite model. And that's the whole list. Like it should be fun. And there's a lot of like cool narrative stuff. Like I said, Chris sent me the packet and like you can pick an upgrade for your character. They're all like narrative ones. And like there's generic ones. And then there's like Legion specific ones and Army specific ones. And it's fun. I've never played a ton of Zone Mortalis. So I was like, oh, this will be kind of fun. But it's 2 of the nights. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds good. Sounds very cool. I look forward to seeing your progress. You're required to post it in the group.
I will, but we'll have to talk. Like I said, I have to source some of those models.
Yeah, excellent.
Like I don't have any Mark III.
We'll talk after the show. Cool. Excellent. Well, that'll be fun. Let's see. Let's start racing through things. So, projects, other things that I'm working on this year. So probably over the last 9 months, I've been working with Team 28, the folks who do 28 magazine, online free magazine. We're working on a collected, like a printed version of a collection of the articles. So in 2 weeks' time, January 28th, amazingly enough, we're going to launch a 2-week Kickstarter to fund this book. It's a hardback, 320 pages. Gonna be all beautiful. So I'm really excited about this, particularly because I've got I think there's about 10 pages left that we're going to wrap up design on. But otherwise, looking at really good. And so that's coming soon. there's a link to the Kickstarter preview page, not preview, but sign up page in the notes below, which can be very nice. We do also have a one of the stretch goals. Shh, don't tell anyone. But one of the stretch goals is a Trench Crusade exclusive penny.
Nice. Don't tell anybody.
Don't tell anyone. But yeah, it's gonna be great. Also, let me see if I'm not click on the right section. There we go. So the Art of Books, volumes 10, 11, and 12. I think by the end of this month or early February, we'll have fulfillment started, which is really super cool. And again, don't tell anybody, but this is a quick sort of sneak peek of the next 3 artists that I've got for volumes 13, 14, 15. So just quickly, Vince Venturella, Tim Marsh, and Krzysztof Kowalczyk.
Nice.
So super excited. So Vince, everybody knows Vince from his YouTube channel, Vince Venturella. Tim Marsh owns Journeyman Miniatures, and he commissions and sells a whole bunch of beautiful models, and does all sorts of painting. He's going to be at the LVO this weekend teaching class, and Krzysztof Kowalczyk has helped us judge the. He was working with Eric Swinson to judge the Masters division at Capital Palette for the last couple of years. But Krzysztof also runs the contrast painting competition, or the painting competition at the contrast event in Warsaw in Poland, where they have something like 1,400, 1,600 entries. Ooh. So Krzysztof knows his stuff. I'm really excited to work with those guys. So that'll be the next one. So we have a Kickstarter coming up for that in May, I think, April, May. I don't know. But
I've seen that night in person. That night looks amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Vince has done a whole bunch of absolutely amazing freehand work on a whole bunch of these nights. But yeah, beautiful stuff. And then initially I said something about doing it last year, and then I started working on a project, and but now I'm finally going to put together volume 2 of Armies, Legions, and Hordes, which will be themes and schemes. So I'm pretty excited about getting to work on that. So yeah, that's other stuff that I'll be doing when I'm not busy painting miniatures.
Your projects are way more insane than my projects.
I've been thinking about some of these for a long time. So yeah, excellent. Scott says, Krzysztof is my dude. Never knew he existed until I signed up for his classes randomly at Nova. Great painter, better teacher, best class I took. Signed up for his Patreon. It's great. Fantastic.
Nice.
Yeah, definitely. He's an awesome guy. I'm excited. I think Contrast is held like the first weekend in June, which is also my birthday, always my birthday weekend. So
nice.
1 year I will get to go to Poland and celebrate my birthday at Contrast. But yeah, excellent, fantastic. Next up, let's run through quickly our plans for 2025 when it comes to events. LVO. Sure. Are you going to LVO, Jake?
I'm not this year.
I'm also not going to LVO. Thankfully, Scott is going to LVO, and
it was definitely on the list. We talked about it a couple of weeks ago, but no, it's just too much. I can't do 12 or 14 shows anymore. It's out of control. That's too much.
Normally, I would have said, well, it's always on the weekend of my wife's birthday, so I'm not able to escape for that. But this time around, it's the same weekend as Spray Team, the January Spray Team event that I go to. So while Scott and Josh and a whole bunch of other folks are going to be having a great time at LVO, I will be having a great time in Hank's garage, painting up oodles and oodles of terrain.
Hank, I hear it's supposed to be 8 degrees.
8 degrees on next Monday. It's going to be 8 degrees in Peoria, Illinois. That's 8 degrees Fahrenheit, which is what's that? -12 Celsius.
So not so much spray team. It's not freezing team.
Yeah, it's shivering team, but it'll be great. Awesome. Excellent. Scott says, Dave, if you need a wingman for Polish road trip, I could talk. Sounds good. Josh says, great shirt, by the way. Yes, I am wearing the Independent Characters shirt.
Nice.
And it did survive the trip to Australia. Excellent. Feel free to reference me for what not to do for your Legion building. No way, Dave. No way. Awesome. Oh, although in Oklahoma it is 7 degrees tonight.
It's a balmy 28 degrees here in Boston. So
fantastic. Awesome stuff. Okay, moving on. Gamma. Gamma is the Game Association Manufacturers Awareness.
It's the Game Manufacturers Association.
Game Manufacturers Association. Okay, cool.
That's in Kentucky. We'll be in the capital for basically 4 or 5 days. I was trying to get Ben to go. It's just really hard for him to get away during the week because he's got the two kids, the two little ones.
Yep.
But so I'm gonna fly out to that, and then I think Alan's gonna go with us. You met? He's my buddy. He's the artist at San Diego. So
Fantastic.
he'll be with me at that. That's a really fun show. It's a really cool show. That's an industry show. It's not open to the public. But as a retailer, you can go as either a retailer or a publisher or a distributor or an artist or a manufacturer or media. So it's fun because you get to see like a lot of stuff kind of before it hits the market. And as a retailer, we get a lot of times to be face to face with a lot of the creators and the manufacturers, so we can like ask a lot of questions and find stuff out and find out about like, you know, support and like events and stuff like that. So it's definitely a cool show to go to, and it's way less hectic because it's kind of like it's much smaller.
Yeah. Brett Abbott says Kentucky. They have a convention center. No, they have a there's a large big oval track.
Yeah, it's just
same place they have the Kentucky Derby.
It's just at the KFC headquarters. Like we just get buckets of chicken. No, it's in Louisville. It's there's a huge
where they make sluggers?
Huh?
Is it where they make the Louisville Sluggers?
No, but they're there. You can go and see that museum. No, it's cool. They the whole reason they moved us there is I guess there's a brand new, or not brand new. They just like rehabbed this like convention center that's downtown. And it was nice last year. It was kind of cool. We had a lot more space to kind of roam around. And it's not a bad city. We like kind of roamed around and checked some stuff out. There's a bunch of good restaurants and there's a whole area. I forget what the street is, but it's all bricked off. So there's no traffic on it. So you can just walk up and down it. There's a lot of like cool stuff to see.
Yeah.
I mean, Kentucky's not, you know, my favorite or anything. I'm not going to like move there anytime soon. It's in the bot. Yeah. But, so then obviously the next show is the best show, Adepticon. So and that'll be in Milwaukee this year.
Yeah.
And anybody who is not familiar, you can go back and watch the episode we did last year, and you can see the walkthrough with Hank and Matthias and all the photos that Dave took.
So yeah, that's episode 20 of season 4.
Nice.
Yeah, check that out.
But no, I think I think most of the people here in our chat today are psyched for this show.
Yeah,
it'll be a good time. Speaking of which, I'll have to poke Hank after this, but Alan is still waiting to hear back from Shelly whether or not he's gonna be able to have a booth at Adepticon. But he's excited. He's excited about it. He's gonna go anyways. Like for him, last year I had him come with me, and we always talk about this. I think one of the coolest things about Adepticon is even if you're like don't really know anything about miniatures, it's just a fun show to go to because there's so much stuff to like see and do and check out. And like Alan came and was like, wow, this is a really cool show. Like he never heard of it and he lives local.
Yep.
But now I've got him painting stuff and he digs it. So now he's excited to go back and maybe take a class or two. But no, I'm excited. Like I said, Milwaukee's going to be a change. Like we've never done that before. So I'm looking forward to it. It seems like we'll have a lot more elbow room than we normally do. So it should be a good time.
Yeah, definitely great. UK Games Expo.
Okay, this is a big one. This is a first for Dave and I. Dave and I are trying to like organize our schedules so that we can go over to England and check out UK Games Expo. And I think we said it's like the last it's like the last couple days of May and like the first day of June or something.
Yep.
So I think we're gonna go over and check out that show. I don't know 100% what we're doing yet, but that should be fun. And then I think my wife and I are gonna turn into a mini vacation. We'll stay for like, probably a week afterwards and kind of check out London. I've been there before, but Lark's never been there, so it should be a good time.
Yeah, it should be great. I'm going to go and hopefully spend a bunch of time with some podcasters and do a bunch of promotion for the Art of and Armies, Legions, and Hordes.
And obviously BuildPaintPlay.
BuildPaintPlay, yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, definitely. That'll be. I'll try and pre-record because, as Jez will tell you, it is currently like 1:11 p.m. in 1:11 a.m. Sorry, in the UK.
Right.
So we don't usually get to talk to a lot of folks in the UK. So hopefully I'll be able to pre-record a couple of interviews, which will be pretty. I'm gonna
try to turn into some other hobby stuff too. Like I've never been to the GW in Nottingham. I've never done that, so I'm gonna go there and check it out. I know I got invited to go check out like the Warlord HQ, and I'm gonna see if I can go see Steamforged as well.
Cool.
So that should be a good time.
Yeah.
And then you're going to Historicon.
I am going to Historicon. I think I'm going to be running the painting competition at Historicon again. So that should be fun. But I'll be fairly quick. I'll arrive on the Friday probably, or maybe the Thursday night, and leave on the Sunday morning. But Historicon painting competition. Pretty excited about running that again. We do that.
Remind everybody, where is Historicon?
Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So yeah, the Marriott downtown, which is part of connected to the convention center there. But yeah, definitely cool. Next up, SDCC.
Yep. So Dave and I'll be back at San Diego doing the same thing, doing painting lessons and running their classes and stuff. We'll be there with the Army Painter again. We'll, after talking last year, I think it seems like we're gonna have a different layout. It'll be a little more conducive to what we're trying to do, and we'll definitely have a little more organized as well, I think. But that's always a fun show. Like being out on the West Coast and getting to see a lot of our friends out there is always fun. So,
yep, absolutely. Gen Con.
Yeah, so
I probably won't be going to Gen Con.
I don't know yet. Gen Con is it's looking likely, but again, I thought I was going last year and then a bunch of stuff happened. So it's possible. I mean, again, it is the biggest gaming show in North America, so it makes sense to go there. But like again, we'll see. It's fun. It's just a lot. Like
yeah,
like San Diego is bigger people wise, I think, but it's also a much bigger venue and it's much more focused. Whereas Gen Con is like everything gaming.
Yeah.
Nova, we're both psyched for. Nova's a blast. We had a good time last year hanging out with the Arm Painter crew and getting to spend time with like Phil and Adam and Kat and Caleb and everything and being close quarters. Like that was a good time.
Yep.
I do enjoy that show.
I'm going to be running the judging team again for Nova Open. We've got a few additions to the team I'm pretty excited about. Again, don't tell anyone, but I think we're working on adding.
Dave, we're streaming live. People can see this.
I know, but don't tell anyone, Jake. I trust you all. Not to.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, just by being here, it's assumed that you've signed an NDA.
Yeah, yeah. But it looks like we might be adding a sculpting category to.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we talked about that last year. Remember we were talking about that at the end about like
whether
or not you would count that stuff and like that.
Yep. So I think we're going to start it off as it's still going to be part of it, but it won't be within any of those divisions.
Okay.
We'll just have it there and slowly grow it over the years to expand and then be able to fit it into each of the divisions. But yeah, we're excited. Joe, do not tell everyone.
Too late.
Too late. Yeah. Curses. Granite State Comic Con. I had to put it in there.
So that's the one that that's the one that I did last year. I've done a couple years now. That one's really fun. That's up in New Hampshire. It's a little smaller. Doug Shute, who used to be at Free League, now he's at Victory Condition Gaming. He was the one to reach out to me, and like Chris O'Neill, who we've had on the show, a bunch of different folks. So they usually go there. It's pretty laid back. But I basically just run all the paint lessons and stuff at it. It's a good time. It's the same weekend as the Michigan GT because Rick invited us out to that, and I was like, well, I can't. I already made a commitment to these guys. So, but that's a good show too. But this one's fun. It's they're trying to grow the gaming side of things. I think a lot of shows kind of realize that there's a lot more gaming stuff. I mean, that's why Dave and I are doing lessons at San Diego Comic-Con. I think a lot of these kind of industries realize that there's a lot more overlap than maybe people think about. So But
Yeah.
that's a fun show. It's super chill. It's in Manchester, New Hampshire. So
Excellent. And then PAX Unplugged, final one for the year.
Yeah, so you were at Unplugged this year. I was gonna go and then didn't. It's in Philly. It's another fun show. PAX is always wild because like it's definitely one of the more expensive shows. Like the badges are a little more expensive, and being in Philly, like Philly's relatively expensive as a city. So it's definitely on the pricier side to go to, but it's a fun show. Like you it's kind of like your last chance of the year to see like the newest stuff and find out what's coming. The only other one we didn't put on here is Origins. Origins is in June, but because of us going to UK Games Day, we can't do Origins this year. So, but no, Unplugged is fun. I think they're gonna add like painting stuff this year too. I think.
Expand.
Yeah, I think they want to make it bigger.
They do have a slate of classes that happen. They're happening already. They have the paint and take that GW does. They do have a painting competition, Brett. I actually entered last year. You head back and check out episode 20 of season 5. You'll get to see my results of that. Spoiler alert: I didn't win. But yeah, they're just working on continuing to expand the offering and that kind of thing. So I'm pretty excited by that. It's definitely good. But yeah, I'll be no doubt at PAX Unplugged. I'll be hanging out with the Game Envy guys again, painting at the booth.
Nice.
Yeah, fantastic. Neil Duffy and Lynn Orezek are in charge of the painting stuff at Origins, says Josh.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah, fantastic. Neil is also the social media manager for Game Envy, which is a lot of fun. Yay. Okay, cool. Any questions?
No, I don't think so.
I think we covered everything. So I think what we're saying is 2025 is going to be the busiest year yet.
Yeah, it seems like.
For all of us. Because obviously we don't know what's releasing like in April or May or June. There's going to be something that distracts us and makes us want to.
Yeah, Chris, while you're teeing up the next thing, Chris and I were talking about what's the big announcement that's going to be at Adepticon this year, and we think it's going to be Horus Heresy. It's going to be a new edition of Horus Heresy. I'm hoping it's just like a soft update, like a 2.5 kind of thing.
Right.
Just because there's so many books in that series, like, you know what I mean? Like having to buy all of them all over again. Like, no, I know they want it to be like another flagship game like Age of Sigmar or 40K, but it's not. So I feel like if they push for a whole like brand new reset of and a new slate of books, I think it's going to hurt the community. I don't think I would do that. If they want to update just the Age of Darkness core book, I think that's fine. But
yeah, I don't know. I don't think it will. I guess on the schedule, I guess it makes sense. But
because it was 3 years ago, I think we did Heresy, right? It was 2022.
Yeah, 2022. Yeah, I'm telling you, they should have moved into that cycle. Heresy, 40K, Old World.
Oh, I agree completely. The problem is that they screwed up the cycle because this year,
yeah,
we had Old World. Oh no, Old World was last year, I guess, right?
No, Old World was beginning of this year, and the end of last year. Well, sorry, end of 2023, beginning of 2024.
Right, and then they did, and then the new Age of Sigmar came out this summer.
Yeah,
so it's like they did 2 this year, but again, maybe they'll. I still think pushing it to a 4-year schedule makes sense.
Yeah,
you get more development time for the teams, which means they can do a better job of kind of Q&Aing all the codexes or the army books or whatever and making sure they make sense and they're balanced. I think it just puts you in a good spot. And it also doesn't pinch everybody every other year where you're like, because most of us play at least 2 of the systems. If you play 3, you're like, oh, every year I'm buying a new update, which
I'm at the point now where I'm not buying it unless I know I'm going to play a game.
Yeah.
And then somebody says, can I just borrow that book from you? Okay, cool. Otherwise, pointless.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, let's jump in and look at the fantastic minis.
Unless they're going to hit us with Mordheim.
No, no, don't dare say that. That would be amazing. But yes,
this guy is gross. I love him.
So yeah, over the last 4 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks, you folks have been posting like mad fiends, loads of beautiful stuff for us to look at. So jumping straight in, Adam Weller. He is gross, isn't he?
The most unrealistic thing about this is that that horse is still standing.
Well, I love that he's sort of splayed like that. Like it's like, oh, it's slowly skidding apart. Those feet.
There's no way that that horse can carry that guy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, fat doesn't weigh as much as muscle. We all know that. So
that's true.
And he doesn't look like he's wearing much apart from that robe. But,
that's almost worse. That's somehow worse.
Yes, it is, isn't it? But no, beautiful work there, Adam. Looking great. I'm loving the particularly the gold on the trim sort of here.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And that purple, the gold and the purple is working really well together there. But yeah, lovely stuff. Excellent. Adam also posted this guy.
This model is so busy.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
There's so much going on. There's so many colors.
No.
But I mean, Adam does a great job. Like this guy is beautiful. Like even all the detail around the face, like the way that he shaded it all out.
Yeah.
Super cool. And the green blade, I like the jade blades. They look really cool too.
Yeah. I think it's kind of interesting. I was going to say most of sort of what he's got going on around the outside is fairly desaturated. So everything sort of from the blue around to the purple here, top there. So it pushes you towards that.
Yeah, it's the face and the two blades. They're the most saturated.
They are, yeah. So this is a little bit distracting. It sort of pulls you away from the face, but yeah, but beautifully done.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It's great. There's a little bit of sort of the Monkey King vibes.
Yeah, I love the blues on his left shoulder, like right where he has his hand holding the spear. That folded cloth. Those blues are awesome.
Yeah, looks sweet. Beautiful work. Thanks, Adam, for sharing. Awesome. Yeah, Joe says he has some of that Wukong energy.
Yeah,
very cool. Next up, Alan Borthwick. Alan's been painting a whole bunch of stuff. So this is his homebrew chapter, his Space Marines.
They look good. I like it.
Heavy intercessors are really where it's at. Just ask Jeff Smith; he'll tell you.
Oh God,
heavy intercessors are definitely where it's at if you're building a new Primaris army.
They are tough to shift.
Yeah, but these look great there. I love that blue. It's almost like a like Thunderhawk blue.
Yeah, it's like super pale. I like it.
Desaturated, almost denim kind of blue. But yeah, looking really good, Alan. If they would pop even more on a Mars sand base, just a bit more orange. I think so. Maybe you could be right there, Joe.
Yeah. But, even if you just highlighted it up a little bit,
or threw in a little bit of what do you call it, like rust pigments.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, looking great, Alan. Nice work. Alan has also been picking up some a big pile of zombies.
Gross.
Absolutely. I can't remember what he said he was painting these for, but it does look fantastic. You just imagine the groaning.
I imagine the smell.
Yeah. But yeah, looking great. And Alan also, this is the table he set up for his sort of Firefly style Stargrave game.
Very nice.
Yep. Just imagine them swooping in along that main street there. A little mule. But yeah, fantastic. I'm glad Alan got to play some games over the break.
I like the gallows that's like in the back street there.
Oh, over here?
Yeah.
Yep. Surrounded by cacti.
Yeah. There's also one on the bottom right.
Oh, here?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. There's a lot of hanging going on.
Yeah, they're like we had to build a second location.
The town doesn't look big enough to support 2 locations. But fantastic. Nice one, Alan. Excellent. Andrew Gray. shared this with us from the December spray team event. So yeah, 160 pieces of terrain. And 3 guys, 48 hours. Absolutely amazing. Andrew on his Instagram page, I think, Istvan Survivor.
Nice.
Shared the sort of the process for painting these. But I think Hank was saying they've added something like 50 or 60 40K tables and revamped a bunch of the existing ones. All have the new Pariah Nexus layout that they use for tournaments now. But
you guys are awesome. You guys always do such a good job. And
yeah, the terrain build team are the true unsung heroes. Spray team sounds fun because it's like a team, but build team doesn't quite have the same ring to it. But, without those folks, we wouldn't be able to do all the cool stuff. But yeah, awesome. Thanks for sharing that, Andrew. Andrew unfortunately won't be at spray team this weekend. But
is the build team like Hank's wife?
No. There's a whole bunch of folks have been volunteering at Adepticon for years.
Nice.
A lot of them live in Illinois, so they'll head down to Hank's like 4 or 5 times during the year.
Very nice.
But yeah. Excellent. Andrew Schaefer painting up some Deathwing Knights.
Very nice.
Yeah, very cool. I think this is the
that's the captain
model. Yeah.
He converted him. He gave him a hood and a Dark Angels thing and a hood and a power fist instead of his power sword.
Yep. Yeah, he looks great. Nice work, Andrew. And I'd love to see that you got more on the go.
That I can't get over how big that model is. Like that captain is enormous.
Oh, he is huge. Yeah. It's lovely. Nice one. Amos posted some photos of the this from last Blood Bowl gaming day last year.
Very nice.
So John Matthews there has been a guest on our show, and Jeff Smith.
What are they playing? Does John have vampires?
He probably has undead. He usually plays undead, but I think Jeff's playing might be playing Norse. Or no, he certainly started working on a Norse team.
Yeah, having everything on your team start with block is pretty good.
Yeah, it's a pretty solid result. And Amos has also been doing some kit bashing and preparing for Trench Crusade. I think it's one of his mechanized infantry.
I love this model.
Of course. Yeah. Yeah, it looks fantastic, doesn't it?
Like I can imagine him like clanking down a trench with his shield up, just like hosing everything down.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Looks great. Nice work, Amos. Looking forward to seeing more. Ben shared his Black Shields list.
Yep.
So this is from the what was the
he was at Everwinter.
Oh, that's right. Yep. So Everwinter was a 30K event. I think it was about 40 people played.
I think he said there were 36 people in the narrative, and then there was like I think 50 to 100 people in the Age of Sigmar one, and then same thing. I think it was like 50 to 100 people in the 40K one.
Oh wow!
And they had a bunch of other like smaller ones too. But he said this was a blast. So I think these guys do. It's the guys from Wicked Dicey. So they do a summer one too called Ironweld, and it's like end of July or something. So I think myself and Ben and Chris Kemig and hopefully Brian Martin and some other folks are going to come up and we're going to go and play in the narrative event. But Ben's list is gross. He's running Black Shields, and somewhere in here there's Endred Har.
Right.
And there he is. And Endred Har is a killing machine.
Right. He's an awesome model too.
He's great.
The exaggerated damage on his Serenite.
Yeah. But he's armed with the Terawatt gauntlet. It's basically a power fist that's like electrified. It's disgusting. These rules are insane.
Power fists are already electrified. It's just like uber electrified.
Yeah. It has like Tesla rigs sticking out of the top, like where the knuckles are. It's insane.
All right. Excellent. Jeff says John in that photo, John was playing Chaos Undivided and Jeff was playing Chaos Dwarves.
Oh, right.
So cool. But yeah, beautiful work there, Ben. Glad you enjoyed Everwinter.
He's super cool. Endred Har. The rumor is that Endred Har is a Thunder Warrior, or he's like a hybrid. He's like one of the first inductee,
right?
Because he's like bigger and stronger than a normal Space Marine, but he doesn't have the nails. He's still just like a berserker.
All right. Yep. Yeah, because it was really originally in the Warhounds. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then which became the Warriors.
Well, yeah, I guess the whole story with him is him and his guys are part of some crusade that gets sent off by what's his name, by Malkador, and they're like off doing something, and then like they're gone for like a decade, and then when they come back, it's like they found Angron, and Angron has turned heretic, and he's like, wait, what? And they're like super pissed, and he just like swears revenge. It fits in perfect with the Black Shield stuff. So
yeah, that's cool. Awesome. Next up. Bingley.
Very nice, Bing. These guys are great.
Yeah, we've been seeing these guys evolve over the last couple of months. But yeah, they do look fantastic, and they look great, sort of photographed on that black background as well.
That's also like that's how Night Lords should look. They're supposed to look dark, and spooky with just pops of red. Grimdark Batman style. So
yeah, and I think Bing's taking these to. He's playing in the Kill Team event at the LVO this weekend.
Nice.
So look forward to seeing some photos from that.
Yeah, they're
very cool. Nice one, Bing. Excellent. Cal's been working on some fun bases. They're very cool. I love that desert base.
Yeah, with the skeleton
bones and the skeleton of the little beastie over here.
Yeah. Speaking of skeletons, I'm excited for that new box that's coming out, the Warhammer Battlefield trophies.
Oh yeah,
that's gonna be cool. It's all skulls and helmets and like weapons and arms and stuff. Like that's gonna be neat.
Yeah, really. Yeah, that look cool. Cal, I like it.
Cool bases make a difference.
Yeah, awesome. Jonathan Palermo has joined us. Hi, John. Hey guys, just got done playing board games. Nice. Excellent. And Cal's also been working on a whole bunch of terrain and other bits and pieces. So we've got some what's the word I'm looking for? Ghostly swarms.
That looks like a Citadel tree in the background.
I think so. Yeah, one of the newer ones with the incredibly twisted trunks. But yeah,
very nice.
Looking good. Nice work, Cal. Keep it up. Fantastic. Next up, Chris Gorka. So Chris has posted a whole bunch of stuff in the group. Has been super busy. So I picked some of the choice ones out.
Do you know who this is?
That's Magneto.
Yep.
And is it the Michael Fassbender Magneto?
It's just Magneto.
Okay. Okay. Boo. And that's Toad on the right. Is it Toad or the Toad?
It's Toad. Like Toad looks so cool. He did such a good job with it, with the paint scheme, the purple and the yellow. That yellow is so crazy.
Yep. Is it? I only know him from the movies, but obviously he wasn't wearing the sort of the medieval jester's outfit.
Yeah, like his go-to in a lot of the comics is they put him usually in really drab colors.
Okay.
Like usually he's wearing greens and like autumn colors, like dark greens and sort of rust browns. So he looks like a toad.
Right.
But yeah, he punched him up, which I really appreciate. He was super cool. And again, his whole outfit is cartoony. Like he's supposed to be like a jester, like you said.
Yeah. Yeah. And looking at the flaps on the end of the gloves and the boots really give that vibe.
I saw somebody paint Magneto in like his all white uniform, and it looks crazy.
Oh, okay. I have not seen that.
He's great though.
Nice work, Chris. And then also we've got Juggernaut.
Yep.
And Mysterio.
Yeah, look at you, Dave.
All right, check me. So it was Vince Jones played Juggernaut in the.
Yeah, Vinny Jones is a little too small to be Juggernaut, but
just a little, but he was still good for it.
Yeah.
And it was Jake Gyllenhaal played Mysterio.
Yeah. I love that the Juggernaut has a traffic light in his hand.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, like
I thought it was just like a strangely angled.
no, it's he tore a whole like traffic light out of the ground.
Yeah, but no, they look great. And again, I'm looking at Chris's sort of standard approach of sort of very desaturated colors with that big pop, so that works well as that pop, and all of the yellow and gold there on Mysterio doing that same thing.
He did a great job on Mysterio's helmet. So Mysterio's like sort of, I guess, like bubble dome is supposed to be like there's the piled up robes, and then he puts the dome on, and it's like a fishbowl. But then when you see it, it's supposed to look like when someone has a crystal ball, it's supposed to be all like swirling smoke and stuff inside. It's supposed to look kind of iridescent. He did a really cool job with that. So
looks great. Nice work, Chris. And as Joe said, yeah, that sculpt has so much implied energy.
Yeah.
Ran down. And then Chris also painted up Cotiers.
That's 40K. That's 40K Juggernaut on the left there.
Right. Yep. Absolutely. But
he's so weird. Like the old one, old Cotiers, I really like it. He has the hammer like right by the head, and he's holding it like this, and he has his arm out with the eagle on it. And I like that the sculptor took that as an inspiration. He does look a little chonky. Like this guy is pretty thick through the middle. Cotiers before looks like just like a knight in armor, and this guy's like he almost looks. He's built almost like a Bob the Builder toy. Like he's like really chunky and has like super chunky legs.
Yep. There's a description of an Inquisitor in Malleus, in the Dan Abnett book Malleus, the second book of the Eisenhorn trilogy, which is essentially sounds just like this model. So I'm going to get this model and paint it up as that Inquisitor, not as Cotiers.
Oh, that's the guy that keeps trying to like kill everybody because he thinks they're all demons and heretics? Are you talking about that guy?
I think it's I think it's Ozma.
Okay.
Ozma. I have to go back and listen to that bit again, but yeah, that's what I'm going to do with that. But no, Chris done a great job there. It's very cool.
That Cyber Eagle's super cool too.
Yeah. Next up, Darren Johnston, and Darren painted up a this cool sort of hab stack of containers. I think these are from Monster Fight Club.
Yeah, I think so.
They're the Monster Fight Club ones. I'm not sure if the railings and the platforms are and the stairs are from Monster Fight Club. I think they might be, but yeah, just the weathering and the damage and the graffiti and that kind of thing on the
like those containers look like real containers. Like they're like the staining and the rust and all like the weathering on them. They look like containers should look.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Sorry, just going back to Chris Gorka's model. Dave Hummel says this model is why Chris has been commissioned to paint my converted Logan Grimnar for his Shadowhawks. Nice. That's cool. Next up, Dave Hummel.
Nice.
So Dave got up to at Christmas. So yeah, each year I don't know how long you've been doing it for, Dave, but I know it's been quite a while. Dave dresses up as Santa Claus and spreads cheer to loads of folks.
Very nice.
Excellent. Yeah, looking good there. Nice one, Dave. Keep up the cheer spreading.
For sure. Everybody could use more of this.
Fabrice. So Fabrice was at PAX Unplugged. I haven't seen Fabrice for like 10, 15 years, and it was like, oh my god, who's this? So yeah, super cool to run into Fabrice, and he posted some photos of his Black Templars that he's working on.
Yeah, that's what, a Marshall.
I think it's the Marshall.
You gotta love the skeleton in like the
stocks,
the stocks on his backpack. It's so insane.
Exactly. It's like, is that a buddy of yours? Is that a heretic? I don't know. But yeah, looking good there for Reese, and he has a sort of Brethren squad that he's working on as well.
Nice. You got to get them based.
Yep, absolutely. But I love that that sort of teal kind of look on the sword, the power swords. Yeah.
Yeah, I do like that.
And that wicked hammer in the background.
Yep.
So nice one there. Oh, okay. Dave says he's only done it for 2 years total, except for 2022 after his heart attack. Took up the mantle from his dad, who did it from 98 to 2010.
Nice.
Yeah. Good work there, Dave. Beautiful painting, though, Fabrice. Nice one. Great to see you at PAX. Greg Rothhauser has painted up his, or finished off the squad of revilers.
These look so good. Jeff and Mike showed these off on Saturday, and Jeff noted that Greg hand painted all of the squad markings on the shoulders.
Oh yeah, all of the chapter symbols.
Yeah, yep. Those are great.
Absolutely. But yeah, as Joe says there, yeah, nice and clean. They look very cool. But yeah, beautiful work there, Greg.
And again, the bases make such a difference because the models are done so well, but their palette's really limited. So it's just like gray and black and white.
Yep.
And then like the bases, you got some green, and like the stone's a different color gray. There's some blue in it. Like,
yeah.
It just makes
those bases are all sort of darker and desaturated, and it just pushes that emphasis towards the, particularly the way the shoulder pads look. So it's, all the emphasis is up on the models in this area.
I do like the one black shoulder pad. That looks really cool.
Yeah, it does. Does work nicely. Excellent work there, Greg. Nice one. Next up, Su Lin Lu from Taiwan.
This guy's rad.
Getting stuck into some Trench Crusade. So we mentioned Trench Crusade, miniatures agnostic, lots of cool, crazy stuff. They've already established and said, okay, we have a system where you can say you can do whatever you want. If you want to sculpt models and sell models or whatever, go for it. If you want to contact us and talk about it, you might get the like Trench Crusade approved kind of stamp, or you can go if the project that you want to work on is going to be a good collaboration with them. You can jump into that. So Westphalia Miniatures are collaborating with them on this is the first official collaboration, and part of that is working with Thomas to create a new or a new sub faction, I guess, within the. I think these are within the new Antioch overall faction. So it's the Red Brigade. They're going to be doing a Kickstarter for the STLs and probably physical miniatures as well. Knowing Westphalia, they do beautiful resin casting. But yeah, these are two models that they gave away as a free STL sort of beforehand. So you can probably still pick these up, STLs for free. And so it's done a great job. So the Red Brigade is what they're going to be called. But yeah.
I always thought those machine guns with the weird like round drum mag.
The Lewis guns, yeah, they were British machine guns, yeah. They do look great, yeah. So the bullets are all stacked inside there in that radial pattern, and as it turns, it drops them into the.
I like the spare one on the dog.
Yeah, it's definitely cool. But yeah, looking great there, Sulin. Doing an awesome job. And that little diorama. And we did see Sulin's lion at the end of last season.
So good.
But they posted another pic, and this time with the helmeted head with the wings. So
you gotta love the Night Lord just being like, you know what? I'm gonna shoot him with my with my Volkite pistol, and you're like, you know what that's gonna do to him? Nothing. It's gonna annoy him and maybe singe his cape. That's what that's gonna do to him.
Yeah. Deflagrate my ass.
Yeah, exactly. Now, if you had a melt-a-bomb, okay, now we're talking. But
yeah, different story. But well, maybe that's the trick. Maybe he's just distracting him while he's like pulling the pin on the melt-a-bomb.
But you can see his hand.
Oh, you don't know what it's doing down there.
That's true. Yeah. My money's on the lion in this engagement.
Yeah, that's still a fair choice. But no, beautiful work there, Celine. and folks can go back and check out the.
Doesn't he come with like 2 different heads and 2 different swords?
I think it's yeah, I think it's 2 different swords. So I think it's like 3 different heads. But yeah, looks great there.
Oh, he's awesome.
Jeff Smith.
A Lego Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, this is like a cute, almost chibi Lego Millennium.
Yeah.
But it does look awesome. This is a great build.
I mean, look at all the paints and stuff. Like that thing's about the size of a rhino.
Yeah, no, maybe a little bit longer, but yeah, not much. It does look great. Nice work, Jeff. I know you had fun building that. Nice little palette cleanser there. Jeff has been painting some Dark Angels as well.
There we go.
So these are great. I think we saw, we might have seen this guy in an episode before. There's those white blades on the red shield, I remember. But we haven't seen the whole squad. I'll show you.
Very nice. They all have the maces.
Yeah. Yeah, those maces are great. I love it. And I love the like the curve over the head, the armor curve over here is sort of pointed with that one.
Oh yeah.
Gothic arch rather than
it's like a church transept instead of like the dome.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, nice one there, Jeff. They look cool. Next up, the final one from Jeff, I think, is his repulsor.
This thing looks rad.
Yep. Hang on, this is a repulsor, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a repulsor.
Repulsor, no, not the executioner.
Nope, that's just a repulsor.
Regular repulsor. Fantastic.
Still scary. It's just not as scary.
Tabletop Test Drive has joined us.
That's Big Rick.
Howdy, hey, nerd friends. Howdy, Rick.
What's up, Rick?
Going well with you, mate. Hope you're feeling good and the store's doing well.
Yeah, seriously.
But yeah, I think Jeff's caption for this model, he said, it's like, did you ever have that sort of thing where when you see your opponent using a model and they empty their dice bag?
Yeah. Well, he got to see that. He got to see that live and in person at Adepticon. You had 2 of them, and I had 3 of them.
Yep. So yeah, I'm glad Jeff's finally added one to his army. I'm not looking forward to facing it, but
they're so brutal. Like this tank is just gross.
Yep.
I really like Jeff's paint scheme too. Like adding the blocked out black sections makes a huge difference. Like if this was just a gray tank, you'd be like, oh, okay. But like with the black, it's got the black back end and like the black plates on the front. And I like that he has the runes on them.
Yeah.
Like, that's super cool.
Absolutely beautiful. Yeah.
That's really nice.
And I love the addition of this little piece.
Oh yeah.
With the fetishes.
Very cool.
And Rick says all things are all good. All things are good at the he's at the store now.
Nice.
So it's Spartan Games.
Hoplite Games.
My bad. Hoplite Games. Sorry, Rick. In Lansing, Michigan. So
it does have a Spartan helmet because the Michigan State are the Spartans.
Yeah. And yeah, so Michigan State University is in Lansing.
Yeah. And it's basically just the Michigan State logo is it's in profile. And Hoplite Games is it's straight on.
All right. Good job there. Awesome.
He's not trying to get sued.
No, for sure. Awesome stuff. Beautiful paint job there, Jeff.
Very nice, Jeff.
Very much. There are some more photos of it on the in the Facebook group as well. So next up, Joe Neat. Joe's been painting up some very cool Nurgle models.
Yes, I think he said he's using these for his Kings of War army.
Kings of War, yeah, no doubt.
But this is super bright. He wanted to do something kind of bright. That insect is so bright.
Yeah, the fantastic looking there. And Joe also shared some of his other units there. So some great sort of Chaos Hounds.
Yeah, those are the new wolves. Those are awesome.
The warriors. This guy.
Yeah, he's got your boy there with the cleaver.
Yeah. Cleaver dude from the Gillipox Infected.
Everybody's favorite Nurgle line chef.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, these all look really good.
Yeah, they look sick.
But yeah, I think Joe plays a bunch of Kings of War.
Yeah.
But, Yeah,
Very
nice
nice looking. Very nice looking.
facing's also a great thing there that ties them all together.
Yep.
Excellent. John Sang. John finished up. Oh, he's been working on this cool gaming table. He
Very
originally planned it. He was going to be using it for like his tiny Napoleonics. Can't remember if he's doing 6 mil, 10 mil, or 15s. But he just sort of finished it up. He used an iron-on veneer to tidy up the edge there.
Very nice. I mean, it looks great.
Yeah, that's looked perfect. Great job there, John. But he said that when he got it to this point, he wanted to pop down his 28 millimeter Napoleonics. And yeah, they look fantastic.
Very nice.
Yeah, Joe Napoleonics. So he's got British on the left, French on the right.
You just need some Polish wing Thesaurus to go smashing through those infantry ranks.
Through the other ranks there. I noticed he's got a Congreve rocket here, which is one of the first sort of rocket artillery that the Europeans used. The Chinese had been using it sort of centuries before.
But this is pre-tariffs, so it makes sense.
Right. Yes. But yeah, this was these rockets were kind of ridiculous. They were totally inaccurate and caused a lot of almost as much confusion and distress to the side that was firing them.
I also wonder how many like blew up on the launch pad.
Nice. John says he has Brunswickers on the way. Who are these guys at the back here, John? Are they your riflemen? So that green uniform there.
Yeah, Joe wants to know where's Sharp.
He might be hiding in this group here. But Brunswickers wear black uniforms, and they were one of the first. They use the at least one of the battalions use the Death's Head badge.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, they were the very first, like, are we the baddies kind of thing.
That's such a great. Was that Mitchell and Webb? That's such a great bit.
Yeah. Yep.
Are we the baddies?
Are we the baddies?
What? Why are we the baddies? We have a skull on our hats. Yeah, but so do pirates, right? Pirates are fun.
So yeah, John says that Sharp is in the front skirmishing, so he must be along here somewhere.
Nice.
Fantastic.
He's usually in the woods, but like that makes
sense. Back here. But yeah, great stuff, John. It's always fun when somebody makes a gaming table. Next up, Jonathan Palomo. So I think the last 2 years that Jonathan's gone to Adepticon, he's taken his Space Wolves and won prizes for them. So I think this year he is taking Red Corsairs. Chaos Space Wolves.
Oh yeah. He said that these are for his Red Corsairs list that he's working on.
Yeah, so he's working on a unit of Possessed at the moment, and they're looking beautiful.
I'm not a Chaos guy, but that's a great model.
Yeah, absolutely. Just the way that things sort of melt and blend into something else. This particular choppy arm is great. Great model piece. But yeah, looking good there, Jonathan. I think Jonathan posted, we can't make it to Adepticon this year. Family trip. Okay, well, enjoy your family trip. We'll have to see these guys at Adepticon next year.
You got to just do a family trip to Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Easy fix.
Absolutely. But yeah, nice stuff. If you want to see more of Jonathan's Possessed that he's working on, there's a great post in the Facebook group. Josh Potter.
A little Frost Salamander action.
Yeah. I think Josh said he painted this up in Milwaukee, Mexico. Josh said he painted this up for his monthly giveaway on his Twitch stream.
Nice.
If you look for go to Twitch and look for JP Got Rockets, and you'll be able to throw him a like or a subscription or whatever they call it on a follow maybe on the old Twitch. But yeah, looking good there, Josh. Very cool. Excellent. Next up, Kelly Rowe.
This is phenomenal.
Yep, Kelly's been painting up some minis for D&D, and this
There's so much character in that gold armor. Like there's so many like depths to it. It just looks really cool.
Yeah. Oh, just so it also says JP got rockets here on YouTube. But yeah, looking fantastic there. As I say, the whole model's got some great sort of swagger to it.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I can take it.
Like she's seen some shit.
She has. She's ready for it. But yeah, great work there, Kelly. She looks awesome. But yeah, as you say, that gold armor really nice, like pops nicely as lots of the rest of that sort of desaturated background. But yeah, super cool.
She's got our Death Guard colors on her robes.
Right. Yep. I'm good there. But Kelly also pinned up this Dragonborn.
Nice.
Fantastic magical sword.
This guy is psyched about that sword.
He is. It's like, look what I got.
Very nice. I like the base. That base is cool.
Yeah, it is. It has very sort of Ravenloft vibes.
Yeah, it's like a crenellation or like some weird like paver on a bridge or something. It's cool.
Yeah, does look awesome. But yeah, beautiful work there, Kelly.
That's
and
awesome.
I love your next model here.
You know who this is?
No.
This is Mephisto from Marvel.
Oh, okay. Radio.
Very, very cool.
Very cool. I thought this might have been a D&D mini.
I mean, you definitely could use it as one, but this is Mephisto. That's Mephisto from Marvel.
Okay, cool.
Mephisto basically is the devil. Like he's like the Judeo-Christian devil.
That's the devil.
Super cool though.
Yeah.
I like the little. He's got the little pinpricks of light, like sparks.
Oh yeah.
Drifting around on his legs, like really, really cool.
Yeah, that sort of additional details always fantastic. You can do that with your flames.
He also did a really good job of going from like the really warm reds, like the really, really hot reds, up into like the ruddy kind of like pinks on his chest and his face.
Yeah.
Which is tough to do. It's tough to transition across like that. Really, really nice though. And
also, I mean, with the red of the interior of the cloak.
Yeah.
As well. So working all those through there. Beautiful work there, Kelly.
Very cool.
Looks awesome. Nice one. Next up, Ken Hartnett.
Yeah, my buddy Ken's working on his Farsight enclaves.
Right.
That's why they're all that like purpley Farsight color.
Yep, that deep red, deep burgundy. Looking good there.
Some devilfish action.
I know with the painting that step symbol. Be a lot of fun. I think is that etched into that one?
I think that's a transfer.
Okay, radio.
And then there's one on the nose too.
Yep. Nose there.
I always like I think Jessica Goodwin did such a good job. I always like the look of the Tau is really cool. They're very sleek and
yeah. They are a model range that they take a bit longer to paint than you think they might.
Yeah, there's so much like weird hidden detail and like all the curved surfaces and stuff, and
and all those sort of etched lines, panel lines. But yeah, nice work there, Ken. Looking good. Kristen Simonson posted a few pics to sort of round out the year. So this Garadeo.
There's nothing wrong with having a Dorito on the board. This thing rules.
And yeah, especially all that that wonderful orange plasma.
I like how he echoed it in like the Eye of Horus on the knee too, which is nice.
Yeah. I also in the glow. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's really subtle.
Yep.
Yeah, Christian does some of my favorite work. Like I really love his style, his aesthetic.
Yeah, absolutely. But now looking great there.
He always does a cool job having like stuff in the background too, which is nice.
Yeah. Yeah, great photography along with it. And,
this squad, like these are straight up killers.
Yeah. He said this was his favorite squad. They were from last year, so they do look fantastic.
He mixed and matched some stuff too, because like the second guy in with the halo.
Yep.
Like he's wearing Mark III armor. You can tell by his knee pads and his greaves.
Oh, here, yeah.
But then he gave him a Mark VI helmet and backpack.
Yep.
Which makes sense because like they're all scrounging parts and stuff. So, but it's really cool. And then it like the guy to the left of the HQ or the sergeant or whatever. That's an old school. That's an old school Chaos Warrior helmet.
All right. Yep.
But he's got like the bull horns coming out.
I just noticed this guy here as well has a Mark 3. I think he's Mark 6. Has a Mark 3 backpack.
Yeah. Yeah, so he kit bashed them all. Like they look great. The object source lighting on like the HQ, like the icon on his backpack looks great.
Yep. I
love the happy little Bob Ross son on his tilting plate though. That part. He's like it says like have a nice day in Latin.
Right. I was going to say these guys knocked over some Knights of the Blazing Sun before they
so good
popped in here. But yeah, looks awesome. Nice work, Christian. Moving right along. Luis is coming along with his Phobos team.
Yeah, these guys are looking good.
We've got 7 there.
You can really see Luis's scale modeling background. Like these guys are so crisp.
Yeah. Absolutely. And there's
unbelievable. Come on.
That's my favorite guy with the throwing the smoke grenade.
Yeah, really cool sculpt. I like that they have like the smoke element. That's just such a cool thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it still has the spoon on it, like the spoon on the grenade is popping open.
Yeah,
it's just really cool. Very, very good attention to detail.
I love that. So this guy's got his combat blade sort of behind him there.
Yeah,
and he has the little combat blade medal, I guess.
Yeah, that's his like merit badge. Like you've killed at least 6 heretics with your combat knife, so you get the little.
Yeah.
Very nice.
The
rim on the shoulder pad, like that cherry rim, it's so shiny.
Yeah, it's such a solid red.
Yeah,
it's great. Beautiful work, Luis.
Very nice.
Looking great. Nathan Sorensen.
This is like a Star Wars flea market, is what this is.
Yeah, absolutely. The buildings in the background really got that feel. But yeah, I think he said he was painting these for Stargrave.
Yeah, that's what he said.
And I love that like flight crew, awesome. A little shepherd.
Very cool. I mean, all these models are great. There's so much character in those little guys.
Yeah, they look fantastic. And I love that in the photograph he's got the. He hasn't just put these in with the stalls and everything. There are people populating the background, going about their business. Oh, sorry.
Very nice. He's like, if you look really closely in the background, you'll see a squad of howling banshees that's making its way towards this bazaar.
Bam! There they are. So, Nathan, thank you very much. They look awesome.
They do. I like these guys.
Patrick Keith,
dude, Pat's killing it. These look rad.
Bombshell minis.
They're like 12-year-old me still has a soft spot. Like the howling banshees are still my favorite aspect. They look so cool. Like their rules were sick.
Yep.
It's like they have screaming sonic banshee masks and they have power weapons and they always strike first. That seems awesome.
Yep. And they're faster than anything else on the board.
Yeah, seriously.
They're awesome. Sorry. Yeah, they look great. Patrick, beautiful job.
Weren't they like movement 7 or 8 or something?
Oh, who knows? Who knows? Whatever it was too much.
Yeah, they were like the fastest foot unit in the game.
Yeah. Beautiful work there.
Yeah, they look phenomenal.
And Patrick also posted a sort of art versus artist of his sculpts. So these are some of the models he worked on this year.
That Valkyrie warrior is awesome. The World War II service girl is great.
Yep.
Like all these are awesome. These are all great.
Yeah, absolutely. Beautiful work there, Patrick. Keep up the awesome stuff going.
The girl riding the Australian big boy in the right-hand corner.
The Newcastle big boy, thank you.
Newcastle big boy, all right.
Yep. Absolutely. But yeah,
cool.
It's great. Nice work, Patrick. So yeah, if you want to see Patrick's sculpting that he does, head to Bombshell Minis.
Tell him we sent you.
Yep. And say hi. Awesome. Speaking of spiders.
Pete did some of the walkers for Imperialis.
Legion Imperialis. Yep, some of the Dark Mechanicum walkers. They look great.
I think they're just called like constructs or construct walkers or something.
Yeah, there's three different, like 3 or 4 different classes of walkers, constructs. Yeah. But no, looking good there. I think Peter, he's going to be bringing these to Adepticon.
Yeah, probably.
Yep.
Dear Dark Mechanicus, no thanks.
Nope. No, they're great. Rich Erickson. So Rich Erickson was also at Spray Team in December, and while Andrew Gray was painting up 160 pieces of terrain, Rich painted these 2 buses.
Some Star Wars A-Team vans.
Yeah, just kidding. Rich painted up a whole bunch of Star Wars terrain, including these.
These are cool.
Yeah, they do look fantastic. Rich has done an awesome job on them. I love that Imperial symbol there. So
I like how the other one has like a camper top.
Right. Yep.
Like camper top.
Yep. It slides back in the summer.
Yeah, the one closer is the combat model. The back one is the family model.
Right. Yep. Absolutely. But no, beautiful work there, Rich. Nice one.
Very nice.
Scott, not sure if he's still in the chat. Or if he's packing for his trip to LVO.
Yeah, you got a little Anakin Skywalker, Captain Rex, and 2 clone commandos.
Yep.
Or 501st. Sorry, 501st troops.
Yeah. But they look great. I love the just that extra color he's pushed into the bases there as well.
Yeah, their bases are cool. Like everything's like kind of pre-done, but some of them are weird. Like Anakin's is just metal. So if you don't do something like that, it just looks really boring.
Yeah. But no, I think Scott's done an excellent job on these.
Very nice.
Maybe he'll take them along and get a game in outside of his.
It's a fun game. I like Shatterpoint.
Yeah. Excellent. You can tell we've been away from this for too long because it's 9 o'clock and we're yawning.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, old man. Fantastic. And Scott also posted this cool Infinity model.
Yeah, I don't know what model this is from Infinity, but it's cool.
It is. It's that skull helm, right? Skull helm's always cool.
Yeah, but like he has like a cool power sword and like,
yep,
like his armor's kind of rad.
Yep, very nice. But looking good. Hank says that Rich Erickson did several of them, all based on different themes. So,
nice.
Yeah, looking great. Beautiful work there, Scott. And Steven, we have some more old school minis.
He loves the old school stuff.
So these are they kobolds? I think they're kobolds.
I think, yeah, those are kobolds.
Yeah, the fantastic sort of woven shields. But yeah, looking great there. Stephen also posted some photos. So he's been painting up a lot of this old school stuff for Hobgoblin, a game by Mike Hutchinson, published by Electi Studios.
Those the castles on the right look like they're from Pegasus Hobbies. I don't think they exist anymore, but like their terrain was really cool. You could buy like big. It's not soapstone, but it's like I don't know what it is. It's not like the Gale Force 9 terrain. It's a different material, but they're big and heavy. They come in like a big box packed in like foam.
Yeah, it might be like dental plaster or something like that.
Yeah, they're super cool though.
Yeah. But yeah, looking good there, Steven. Steven's posted a whole bunch of other photos in the group, so definitely go and check those out.
Yeah, he has like his the Dragon Man and like all those guys he's working on. Like, yeah, he's definitely got a lot of old school minis.
Yeah, absolutely. And he was also super excited. So that poster that he showed us towards the end of last year.
Oh yeah,
got it framed and sent it off.
I was like, I thought he was showing off his Snotling tank in the foreground here.
Right. No, that's a spin casting machine. So
it could be a grot tank.
It could be a grot tank, but no, this is in the museum. I think it's the Reaping Museum. Josh will be able to let us know.
Nice.
But yeah, so this piece is on display next to one of their first spin casting machines.
Very nice.
So yeah, definitely cool when companies look back on their history and connect with the community about it. which is great. Excellent to see. Next up, Tommy Sewell.
These guys are great.
Yep, Gotrick and Felix, which is super cool, and some fantastic old world terrain there. There's Empire buildings. I think we showed the terrain at the end of last year. But,
those books are so funny. I love how Felix is like basically a banker, and like he turns out that he's like actually a really good swordsman and like a quality adventurer. And then Gotrick is basically an unkillable dwarf.
Yep. They're definitely cool. Also, my bad, not Reaper, but Ralpatha.
Yeah.
From Game Room, Ralpatha Legacy.
Very nice.
Oh, Josh has a video with an overview of that room. Yeah, if you want to throw the link in the chat, Josh, that'd be cool. Folks can go and check that out. But yeah, Tommy's done some beautiful work on these guys. He's definitely having a lot of fun with them. And Uchigatana Rame is the first time posting in the group.
Yeah, these are posted in another group that my buddy Kevin's in. So
okay.
Kevin tagged me, and I was like, please post these in the Build Paint Play group because these are phenomenal.
Yep. They are. They're awesome. It's very much obviously there's a samurai vibe.
Yeah, he if you click on his name in our page, you can see he posted a bunch of photos of how he like built them.
Yep.
Because there's a bunch of 3D printed stuff. He kit bashed a bunch of stuff. A bunch of stuff is from other sets. But even like building up all the bases and stuff, like everything about these is cool.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. They look fantastic, and he's using them as eliminators.
Yeah.
The snipers.
Yeah, they're rad.
Yeah. One of the things I love is that each of them is different.
Yep.
You've got the different helmets, different hats, different Trotus pieces. Everything looks super cool.
They're like they're almost like the three of them. It's like they're the Thunders from Big Time in Little China. Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah, I was gonna say they really give that. Particularly this guy with the conical hat.
Yeah, so good.
Slit really gives that vibe. But yeah, they look fantastic. It's such a cool idea too.
Yeah.
But yeah. So thank you very much for sharing those.
Very nice.
Yeah, they look awesome.
These are a labor of love too. It's obvious. Like there's
so much effort in them. But yeah, beautiful result. And again, that blue, that's like very vibrant blue here, is helped pop by the desaturated orange.
Yeah.
And brown. But yeah, beautiful stuff. I think that might be it for minis. We managed to keep it just over 2 hours.
We're pretty close. We did pretty good.
Yep. And as we mentioned, we'll be getting an Army Painter update from Adam Abramovich next Tuesday.
Very nice.
We're back home and recovered from LVO.
Hopefully.
Yep. Hopefully recovered.
Well, thank you everybody for being here. It was awesome to be back. Make sure you hit the subscription thing, hit the like, do whatever, do all the metricy stuff, and then be sure to share this video wherever you want to. The more people that see it, the more people that kind of like and subscribe, it helps us out. So hopefully we're doing more stuff.
I think at the start of this video we're 737 subscribers, so we'd like to build some more into our 6th season.
My goal this year is for us to hit 1,000. I think we can do it.
That'd be great. Yep, we would definitely like that. Yep, very cool to see everybody in the chat. Thanks, Joe, Dave, Josh, Hank, Jeff, Chris, John. I'll say all the generic names.
Yeah, just rattle them off.
Everybody. But no, fantastic to hang out with you all again.
Anything else?
I think that's about it. So just don't forget bunch of links in the notes below. Go and check some of those out. Sign up for the notification page for 28 Collected, so you know when that goes live, which is going to be 2 weeks.
That's right.
Which will be great.
And if you want the John Blanche stuff, you can either use our code down below, or you can order from our website. Or if you have a friendly local, you should put in a pre-order with them as well. Yeah, there we go. Dave's showing it off again.
Yep.
Yeah, Hank's like Dave, we'll see you in a couple of days. So
Yep, for
so
sure.
he will see you soon.
I'll have to remember to take my mask so that I don't breathe in all of the wonderful paint fumes. But
Yeah,
I'll take a bunch of photos and we'll show those off next week.
You ready, Dave?
I am not ready at all. Okay. Yes. Now
All right.
I'm going to be ready.
Thank you guys again. We will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. And as always, do not forget to build, paint, play.
Romantic, isn't it? Shut up and sit down. Shut up and sit down.